Next up, pulling back the curtain on the grocery business. Stay with us on this Newsmaker edition of Kansas City Week in Review.
Everything you see on the shelf is what we have. We're getting more stuff throughout the day. No toilet paper.
Isn't it amazing that something as simple as toilet paper is almost impossible to find? And is it not the only frustration many Kansas Cityans are experiencing as the public health emergency continues? With us are leaders from one of the Metro's largest grocery store chains. John Cosentino is in charge of operations at Cosentino's Foods, which runs 30 grocery stores on both sides of state line, mainly flying the Price Chopper flag. Aaron Greer has responsibility for all of those workers as Cosentino's Director of HR. Thank you so much for finding the time to be with us. But John, let's start, if we can, about what about that toilet paper? Is that an old story, yesterday's news, or is hand sanitizer and toilet paper still a scarce thing to find in your stores?
Well, I'll tell you, it's been a crazy 10 days. You know, I think everybody was kind of out there panicking a little bit. But I'll tell you, the last 4 or 5 days, everything's slowed down. Our stores are replenishing fast, and I think that's building some confidence with our customers. But I will tell you, yeah, toilet paper is one of those items that has been really hard to get.
As a customer of yours, though, I have to say I was also surprised. You can never find flour. It's almost impossible to find eggs. Why those products as well?
Well, I think it's just a supply and demand more than anything. I don't think there's a shortage. I think that it's really that everything just hit within 10 days, and I think you'll start seeing that if over time things will come back in. Eggs, you know, it's getting a double hit right now with Easter coming up. So I am concerned about that one, but the good thing is I saw eggs in our store yesterday, so I can see that supply chain getting a little better.
Between the three of us and now cameraman over there, when's the best time for us to come to your store if we want to find some of those scarce essentials?
Well, I think, first of all, you know, we're asking our customers to honor the 7 to 8 for those more in need and then for our seniors. And so we want to continue to do that. But I think everybody knows that we get a couple trucks a night, and so I think they're coming in anxious to see what we got coming in. But, you know, there's only 4 or 5 items or categories that are really hard. Everything else is coming in, and I don't think anybody needs to panic.
Well, grocery stores are on the front lines of this outbreak. So there are national news reports this week that some grocery stores now installing plastic shields at checkout lines to separate the customers from the cashiers. Are they coming to your stores in Kansas City, Aaron?
They are. We're actually installing those across all of our locations at the moment. It's certainly an undertaking. We're learning every day as we go on. We're adapting to new ideas that come from other retailers, as well as thankfully a lot of folks within our organization are coming up with great ideas, and at the same time following CDC guidelines. And so this is one of the things that came up along the way, and so we're implementing as quickly as possible to protect really both the cashier that's there as well as the customer. So.
I was also surprised to see the story about you not being allowed to bring in many stores around the country now these reusable bags, that grocery stores are requiring you to take their paper or plastic bags. Is that because of bacteria, or why is that?
It is. We're trying to reduce any possibility of transfer of the virus as our most other retailers at the moment. So anything that we can do, any little step that we can take to make it safer and make the customers feel safer, as well as obviously our employees feel safer, they're our #1 asset. So.
You know, we get a lot of questions from our viewers, and we've been asking them because we knew you were coming on. And we have KCBT viewer Fred, who says many shoppers are not practicing social distancing in grocery stores. They need to add more signage to remind people to stay 6 feet away from each other. What do you do about that?
Well, I think, you know, hopefully, you know, the customers will, you know, honor us for that. We're trying to keep people 6 feet apart, but, you know, it's a grocery store. So I think that's just our customers are becoming more aware. Signage is going up. We're doing more things like putting marks on the floors. But it's one of those issues to where it's a grocery store. There's a lot of things, and we just need to ask our customers to try to stay away, you know, keep that distance, and we're doing everything we can to keep our employees safe and our customers safe. We're following all the CDC guidelines, and you know, we feel very confident that we're doing everything that we can to make sure everybody's comfortable in our stores.
Is there any other items, by the way, that have surprised you that are not available in the stores?
You know, I think obviously the sanitizers, which doesn't surprise me, but it's one of those items to where I think the Perels of the world and the bigger companies are focusing on the hospitals, which is the right thing. So we've actually kind of reached out to some local companies to make some sanitizer, hand sanitizer for us, and I think you're going to see that back in our store. So we're doing things like that to take care of some of the needs of the things that we can't get today. But again, I think time is going to be the biggest cure for all of our needs in paper and eggs and flour. But mostly those items that we mentioned earlier are the concerns.
Amy in Kansas City reached out to us too. She says, as someone who works at a grocery store, it would be greatly appreciated if people would be kind to us workers. If you are asked to please wait while we stock the TP, don't be rude and start screaming at us. We are possibly risking our lives or our families' lives by working to be able to pay our bills. The most you can do is be nice. What kind of abuse are your workers taking from customers, Aaron?
Well, Amy's absolutely correct on the fact that we certainly would appreciate the kindness to the employees. They are certainly in a stressful environment right now, but what we've witnessed is really just overwhelmingly positive and just genuinely nice.
So you're not seeing
treatment from the
fights
community.
breaking out in the aisles between people wanting to grab that last roll of toilet paper?
We are not. There's certainly panic out in the community, and we've not really witnessed that within our stores. I think the community has treated our employees with genuine respect, and I think in a unfortunate series of events, this has actually drawn the community together in some ways, and so we've seen just small acts of kindness amongst the customers, and certainly our employees are great every day. So
We also heard from Kim this week, who is concerned about those senior hours that you've now started also, in which you are allowed to have the seniors, you mentioned it a little bit earlier, they can come in earlier. And so, well, the other people are coming in and going, they're not seniors. So I'm assuming you don't have police there at the store looking at people's IDs to see if they're seniors or not.
No, we're just asking our customers to, honor our ask and take care of our seniors, and those are that are more health critical. And I think it's happening in some ways, but I think people are also interested in that new truck that came in. But we're really trying to ask our customers to do that. Impossible to police because we don't know everybody's health conditions, but we really, really are reaching out to our customers and just asking them to honor that 7 to 8. And I think for some stores that's happening. And I think as time goes on and we get more products back in, people will be more confident about the grocery stores, and I think you'll see some more.
All grocery stores, it seems right now, are hiring. They're desperate for workers. Are there some workers you have right now who are fearful to come to work because they're concerned about the safety of food being around customers?
Certainly. I mean, obviously, again, like we said, there's panic out in the community. People are stressed, and so what we've done to combat that is we've allowed a very, very relaxed attendance policy, and we're letting those folks that want the time off to take that time off, and we certainly don't want them to be there if they're fearful of any of this. So that's one of the things that we're doing to try and help them with that. So at this point, if they don't want to be in that environment, we're allowing that.
You know, we see some grocery stores now who are putting their donuts and items like that in rolls behind the counter, and you have to ask for them. Yet all the fruit is still there, and you can still pick those up. Is there concerns about food safety?
No, I mean, I absolutely not. We went all full service. There's no self-service anymore. We have closed our salad bars, and we are full service on our hot bars. So yeah, everything's either in a package or it's full service.
Now, we heard about the ugliness that happens where you see people rushing to get into stores to hoard products. Though I do see, by the way, you started at my local Price Chopper, it was a limit of 4. Now I see you put up signs that say limit of 1. That's to prevent hoarding, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think we're just asking again that everybody honor and let everybody share together. I think that's what we're asking. We got, I think, a limit 2 on eggs, but hopefully we can change that soon, as supply comes in, but we're just asking everybody to share at this point.
We like to, on this program, to use the motto, going from helpless to helpful. What positive story have you encountered in your stores over the past week or so, Aaron, that shows that our humanity is actually going in the right direction?
It's been overwhelming, really. I can't really pinpoint one because there's been so many. We just the other day we received a document from our social media folks that kind of just reiterate to us how many positive comments we've received from the community within the last week or so, and it's just been overwhelmingly positive. So while there's not one in particular, we're just, it looks like every day when we go out to the stores, we see positive things. We see employees and customers helping one another more so than ever before. So very, very encouraging to be out there.
How about for you, John?
Well, exactly. I think that the biggest positive that I can say is our employees have been amazing. I think we have the best team in the industry. I can't tell you how proud I am of every one of them being out there and helping not only do their job, but just be part of the community. And I think our customers have been absolutely amazing. They've understood when we were out of something, they get it. And I think everybody's, things have calming down. I think everybody's going to really get a little calmer and see that everything's going to be fine as far as the food industry goes. And I think.
So you're saying you have great workers, you have got great customers
Yes.
there. So what is the biggest challenge, the thing that keeps you up at night and gives you a sleepless night at this point?
I have a sleepless night every night, I think. You know what? I just, more than anything, I think my concerns are what everybody else's concerns are. We've never been through something like this, so there's no book written on what we do. I think we just work hard, and I want to say that every Price Chopper family, the Cosentinos and all the other families, we're doing everything that we can day to day to make sure that our customers are safe, our employees are safe, and that and that we're offering all the food needs that we need to offer to make everybody feel safe.
From Cosentino's Foods, with 30 grocery stores on both sides of state line, Joe Cosentino and Aaron Grehan, thank you so much for being with us
Thank you.
on Week in Review.